So during our masses on Sundays, Father Tony and I have been using incense. It's not something we usually do in our parishes for a couple of different reasons, one of which being that we have spent so much time on our weekend mass schedule going from place to place to place that it's very difficult to actually really do up masses with smells and bells and things like that. So usually incense is something that we've saved for big occasions. Anyway, we've been using incense, and the particular blend that I use today reminds me of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem, the church which contains both the site of Jesus' death as well as his resurrection, the tomb. It's got a very distinctive smell, and as I walked into the chapel this evening, I caught that scent, and it immediately took me back there. It's one of the neatest, coolest, weirdest places on earth, not the least of which because there's, I think, 6 different churches that actually have possession of it. And so a lot of the scent is from the Orthodox churches that are there. Anyway, I bring it up because, we're entering into this Holy Week, which the most important week of the year, where we bring to mind again the passion, death, and resurrection of Jesus. And that happened at that's holy, that sacred site. But it's something also that the Lord wants us to experience and to see in our lives, not just during this week, but at every moment. Every time that we suffer, every time that there's joy, the Lord's present there. The Lord makes himself present there. We might not always see it. We might not always be aware of it, but he is there. Sometimes it's just sort of like by just little indications, almost like with this incense smell remaining. It's almost like just a little bit of a whiff, a little bit of a hint that's left over. So I want to encourage you in your lives, in the trials that you have, in the joys that you have. See if you can pick up a little bit of the scent of the Paschal mystery of Jesus's passion, death, and resurrection in it, and in that, maybe also find Christ's companionship with you. We're never alone. The Lord is always with us, but sometimes we need to just be a little bit more aware of that little whiff of perfume of the Lord, so to speak, that little bit of scent that he leaves behind in order to be able to tell that he's there. He doesn't typically come at us with shouting, but very often in small ways, in quiet ways, especially when it comes to the question of the events of our lives, especially in terms of suffering. But if you pay attention, usually you can catch a little bit of a whiff of his suffering, his death, and his resurrection in the daily events of your lives. You all take care.